Hi and welcome to another Wednesday with Wilna. And this is really the very last video that I will make with the 16 Ways to Love workshop as the inspiration. So I'm going to make 25 Valentine cards and we're going to mass produce them, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. I started off with a stencil that I created on my silhouette with lots of hearts, thinking that it would be ideal to use for the background, but the paper didn't work. You'll see a little later I'm going to use just a Tim Holtz stencil. So I used regular gel, semi-gloss, and I spread it over the hearts, and I'm sprinkling it with gold glitter, and that's going to be the background for the cards. I'm working with 4 cards at one time, so that it's going to go rather quickly. You can see the little stacks there on the left side of the screen. A couple of things that I want to say. I bought the cards. It's packages of 10. So there's 10 cards, just plain white and plain white envelopes from Michael's. And that made it a little easier for me. So I didn't cut anything. I just went with cards that's already cut, the right size. If you put the 4 of them together like that, it makes a precise 8.5 by 11 size. So it's literally a letter paper cut in 4. I'm using the stencil again, but it didn't work because the paper got too soggy with the gel. So I think it will work great if you only use the stencil like twice maybe. But this stencil made from paper is really not for use over and over again, you know. So you can see there it's already starting to stick to the cards, and I wasn't happy with that at all. So I threw it in the bin, and I took out my trusty old Tim Holtz heart stencil, and that was the one that I used for the remainder of the backgrounds for all these cards. So honestly, this is the hardest work, is to get the gel on, get the glitter on, and really it made a beautiful background. That little bit of glitter, it almost looked like the glitter was embossed on the white paper. So it's really nice. It stands out a little, and it really made a super pretty background. So that is the background. I'll show you in a little bit where I'm going to use the stencil. I'm working on newsprint, and you can see how easy it is just to take the newsprint, to shake off the glitter, and then start with 4 new ones. So I love Valentine, and I'm making all these cards for my friends, and I'm going to South Africa this coming Wednesday. So when you watch the video, I might be in the area already, and I'm just going to take them for my friends there as well, because I'm there over Valentine's Day, and the friends in Prince Albert where I live will get them in the mail by Valentine's Day. So the stencil, the Tim Holtz stencil, is not as big as to cover 2 cards totally, but I'm fine with it. Even if there's just a little bit of gold hearts on the card, wherever it is, I decided to just go with the flow and work with it. So this is a great little technique. I love that big jar of Martha Stewart gold glitter, which is amazing. And I've been using it lots and lots and lots. Since Christmas, I've been using this technique actually a lot, with just the regular gel and the glitter. And it dries fairly quickly. By the time I was done with all the backgrounds, the first ones that I did was already dry. So I could just proceed with making the cards. So that's really nice, is the fact that the gel and the glitter works great. The only warning I want to give you is that everything is glittered in my house. My boots, I was shaking out the bin today in my garbage can outside, and I bedazzled like the whole neighborhood with gold glitter flying out everywhere. So that's just the only thing is the glitter does come off of the cards more so. But you know what? That's part of the fun, I guess. I was also actually glad that that big sheet of hearts didn't work out, because you can see my regular gel semi-gloss is getting low, and I literally scraped the jar with my little spatula there, and I think eventually the jar also landed in the bin because it was done. So I used it all up. I love that. That's just one thing that I love. I love using everything to the bone. You know, I really feel that you get your money's worth out of it. Okay, so doing 4 at a time really goes super quick. So I think this whole process took me probably 10 minutes to do all the cards, all 25 of them or 26 of them. I can't remember how many I made. And I love to do a lot of cards because then I can really send it to everyone. So everyone gets a card. It's like Oprah. Okay, so I think you understand what I'm doing here. Maybe I'll cut the video a little bit. But it really goes so quick. And you can see, even if it's just a tiny bit of gold hearts, they're not even perfect, but that's going to be okay, because remember, most of what we're going to do on the card is going to cover the background anyway. I'll show you in a little bit, once I start to make the embellishments on the cards, how it evolved for me, because the first batch that I did, oh, and I also have some vertical embellishments that I cut out. So that is why I'm doing a couple of cards, the last 8 I think, just up straight, and I'm just making sure that they're opening the right side, so I don't do the hearts the wrong way around. So make sure that when you place your cards, that your hearts is the right way up, if you know what I mean. I hope you know what I mean. So I want to interrupt the program now, and I want to show you something that I'm giving away on my blog. So if you go to the blog post for February 10 on wilnafurstenberg.com, the blog post where I talk about this this project, and it will be up on my blog for a while, because I'm not going to be posting a lot of new things because I'm not around. You can actually win this. So let me show you. I have so much extra print and cuts that I did for the Valentine class that I actually decided to pack it up in this little package. You can see here everything that's going into this little box, and you can win this little box by just leaving a comment on wilnafurstenberg.com. Everything in there is from the 16 Ways to Show Love class, and you can, when you buy the class, you get all these products that you can download and print out. Most of them are in PDF form, so you do not need a silhouette to cut them, even though it's easier with a silhouette. But I really designed it with very intentionally that you can print the PDF and just use scissors and just cut them out. The PDF also have a little faint line around it, so it's easy for you to show you where to cut it out. So you can see there's some big things that I'm going to put in there, and then there's also these tiny little bit of embellishments that that I'm going to put in there. And the tiny ones are from the Valentine card. So all I did was I used the PNG for the embellishments, and I just resized it on the Silhouette software, and that way you can just print it smaller and also have your silhouette cut it out, or you can cut it out with your hand. If you want to do it without the silhouette, you just click print the PDF. You just click print and you can scale it in the print window. There should be an option for scale, and then you can just say make it smaller, like 50% or so. Or you can open the PNGs in a program like Word and you can resize them, and that way you can actually fit more than one set in there. So there's some more little ones. So now I'm just pulling them from the silhouette mat that they were cut on, and so everything is going in the little box, and like I said, you can actually win it on wilnafurstenberg.com. So just go to the February 10 post and leave me a comment, and then I will pick a random winner once I'm back, probably later in February. So, but I'll email the winner so you won't miss it. And I'm going to add a little heart to it. Oh, and I'm going to put a little card in it. So you're gonna get this whole little box. And I apologize, you won't get it in time for, if the person who wins it won't get it in time for Valentine, but you will be able to enjoy the workshop with it. And I think that's what I'll do. You win the box and you win a spot in my class. And if you have a spot in my class, then I'll give you another workshop for free. So, okay, so you can see I did put a little a card in there. So you will be my Valentine, and then I'm just going to embellish the box because I can. And I'm just going to tie it up in a string, and then I'm going to put it in my drawer for the winner. So once the winner, I know who it is, then I will ship this off to you. Okay, back to making the cards, and here I'm doing the last 6, and now I'm getting really lazy. I'm doing just 6 at once, and then once you have bedazzled all your little cards, then we're going to go ahead and embellish it. And in the end, I ended up with a very simple embellishment for the cards, but they are really super pretty, and I hope you like them. If you watched the Christmas tag video where I did the mass production of all those tags, it was a little bit more of a mess, which I loved. I loved the grungy, messy look. But for Valentine, I wanted something very very romantic and really something simple, and I want the design to be super simple, so that's just the okay. So that is going into my garbage now. The newsprint is all done. Okay, so what I did was I bought some paper from Michael's, and I love this textured paper, and you buy them in 12 by 12 sheets, size 12 by 12, and now I'm cutting them up in 4 by 4, and there's 3 sheets that I'm cutting at the same time. So I'm cutting them 4 by 4 size. You can see you have to work your little blade there a little. So I think if you have 3 sheets and you cut them in 4 by 4 pieces, you have enough, because then you're even going to have some left over. So that is it's going to be the basis of my layered look on the Valentine cards. And next up, I'm going to attempt to just punch them, but this paper is horrible to use with a punch. So you can just tear it at one side, or you can punch it. In the end, this scalloped punch by Fiskars was the one that worked the best. The one that you see in the bottom right hand corner is from Martha Stewart, and even the one with the paper edges that you can see on the left bottom side, those 2 punches didn't really work well. But the Fiskars worked great. It just got jammed now and then, and you can see my little awl is right there in the bottom right hand corner, and I would just use it to push it back, But honestly, this paper is not the best paper to to punch, but it worked for me with this punch. At least you see there, it's just getting stuck, and now I have to push the little blades back with that little awl, and be careful not to hurt yourself, So once that's done, I'm going to put 6 cards at a time, and I'm going to start just embellishing it. So I'm going to layer it, and the very first bunch that I did was I used something on a doily on it, and in the end I took the doily off. I didn't like that, and eventually I also lost the red and white striped envelope that I put on there. But you'll see I'm using hot glue. That's the easiest, cheapest way to adhere layer upon layer upon layer for 25 cards. So that's just what I used, and it really worked well. So I'm speeding the video up here, and what I'm doing is I'm just layering the paper, and then you'll see I'm going to layer doily with a little heart on it, and then I'm going to layer this red and white striped paper. But I wasn't a fan of I like the red and white stripes. You can see it's little envelopes that I also bought from Michael's. But in the end, I even left those out because they were too much, And you can see I added the little doilies, but you know what, I think maybe if they were white or a light pink, I would have liked them more. But I wasn't a fan of this dirty looking color. Maybe for another project they would look beautiful, but it wasn't really the vision that I had in my mind for this project. Then I have these beautiful scalloped cards that I also bought from Michael's, and those will be like the basis of the embellishment cluster that I'm going to add on top of it. So you can see how it just brings everything back, to it calms it down almost, the white scalloped paper, but still it just didn't work for me that well. So next up I'm going to add those foam hearts, and I just have like a packet also from Michael's. Like this is a Michael's sponsored project, even though I paid for everything, but everything is from Michael's, and I'm very thankful for my little Michael's store in my town. So those are just foam hearts, and they just have a sticky side, so you just take off the little paper. And now I'm going to use my little embellishments that I print and cut. And really, when I left off the doily, I like the look more. I like the look more. So I don't know, maybe you feel differently, but it's my cards that I'm sending, so I decided to leave it off in the next bunch that I was making. Okay, so the next 4, like I said, I left off the doilies, but I still used those little envelopes. And you can also see that I placed the bottom layer paper on the side where closest to where there's no heart. So I did want some of the hearts showing. Those are those little scallop paper, just putting that over it. And I like that a little more. So I decided to just group the 3 of them together and just staple them. And that would save me some time in using hot glue. Because remember, I'm inherently incredibly lazy, and I didn't want to do any more work than I should. Okay, so there you can see already. And now I'm just going to, that's a new hot glue gun, so it frustrated me to absolutely no end. It's like a hot glue gun needs to be broken in, before it can work properly. And that one just irritated me because, I don't know, it just didn't work like the old one. Like I wanted it to work. So yeah, it was a little bit the war of the hot glue gun for this project. Okay, so now you can see I stapled it, but I'm going to cover the little staples with the embellishments and then also the foam hearts, which I like. And funny enough, in the end, I only used white ones because I just loved the white on white tone, you know. And I'm just going to use those little embellishments that I used my silhouette to print and cut. And if you can scale them down, you can use the same file a few times on your 12 by 12 mat before you can use more. Okay, so again, I'm not overthinking it. I'm just playing with it, having fun, just placing it down. And now I'm going to add the little My Valentine. It's also a package of, I don't know, 50 that you can buy from Michael's. So I'm just using a little bit of hot glue and I'm just adding it underneath the embellishment illustration there. I think all in all, it took me around an hour to make all 25 cards from beginning to end, and probably with a little coffee break in between. And here you can see the finished card, and I just love it. I love the layers of it. And the 4 that I'm going to make now is going to be even simpler. And this is actually how all the cards that I made ended up with. You can see that one is upside down. So yeah, clever. Just going to place the white paper, and I hope I focus my camera. Yes, good. Had a moment there. And now I'm just going to play with the embellishments. And already when I did just that, I thought to myself, you know what, this is the look that I want to go with. Soft, romantic, layered, but not too much. Very calm layers, like white on white on white, you know. I have those tags as well. That would have worked too, in a way. But then I thought, no, let me just keep it white. And I was thinking of maybe using tulle, but then I thought to myself, do you really want to make like 20 or 15 cards with a little bit of tulle? And I'm like, no, I don't want to. The whole idea of mass production is to make it simple and beautiful. So every card must have that look that you spend an hour on it, even though you maybe only spend 3 or 4 minutes on it, if it's that much, you know. And this is basically how I finished all the other cards as well. Just a little bit of hot glue, and I'm going to stick down the white part. Frustration. And yeah, so as I'm sitting here narrating the video, I put up all the mailing addresses is on there. There's some beautiful red stamps that I've found at my post office. So the cards are looking really pretty. And I spent some time last night to just write some sentiment on them. And most of them I just said from a friend that's also a secret admirer. And I mean, most of my friends know if they get something like this in the mail, there's probably me. And hopefully if they get something like this in the mail, they'll always think of me first. Even if it's not me, I'll still take the credit for that. That's okay. And you can see how pretty is the white on white, the white heart on the white paper. I really like that. Those are my favorite ones. And just putting that little be my Valentine, or Happy Valentine, what does it say? Happy Valentine's Day. Just putting it wherever it fits on the page. Okay, so there you go. So this is basically how I finished all of them, the rest of them as well. Just putting 4 at a time, and that really makes it easy to mass produce. And really, if you make 20 cards, it's only 5 times that you have to make them all, and then you're done, so, or you can do 5 at a time. No one restricts you. You can do 6 at a time. It's so easy. And just place everything, and now I'm going to staple it, and then I'm going to stick it down with hot glue, and then I'm going to finish it with the heart, the embellishment cluster, the print, and then the Be My Valentine or Happy Valentine. So those the little mini stapler is a fabulous little tool. I absolutely love mine so much, and it's basically the go-to stapler for everyone in our house. So everything gets stapled with the mini stapler. So okay, I'm going to forward this a little and just show you very quickly how I finished all the little cards. And I really hope that you make Valentines. I mean, it's Wednesday today, so there's more enough time for you to make them today and get them in the mail, because there's nothing better. I mean, really, what is better in the world to find a Valentine's handmade in your mailbox addressed to you? That's just what I'm always thinking when I send cards to my friends, is that is something really special. And for me personally, I'm leaving town on Wednesday, so I'm probably going to mail them out Wednesday morning on my way out. So they will get them once I'm gone, so that makes it just a little bit extra special to me. I hope that you join me in this workshop. I absolutely love this love workshop that I have on my site, iheartstudio.ca. Really, you know what, the response has been so great. People have been so kind with their words. A lot of people are making beautiful layouts, and even if you don't have girls or you don't like pinks, there's just so many ideas, I think, for you that you can adapt, to whatever you want to scrapbook. I think one of the things that I love is the people are saying that they're just inspired, to just scrapbook again. So I think it's a great class for you to just get going again with scrapbooking. If you've maybe felt that you're a little out of it, then to get your mojo back, just dive into this class with me. It's a love theme, but it's not Valentine, so you can actually enroll in it any time. It's not necessarily for the February 14th. So I thank you so much for watching my video, and my children just got home, and there's nothing that they can do quietly. It's just amazing to me. Thank you so much for joining me in this actually the last 5 weeks, where I was just layering the love on you with all these red and pink layouts. I have something really exciting in store when I come back in a month, end of the month. I actually finished some beautiful new illustrations that I'm making into products for layouts, and it's all about adventure and wild hearts and new things and new beginnings. And I think it's something that can relate to boys as well, not so girly. It's not as girly as the stuff that I've been making. So I do listen, when people tell me, please make something for the guys or the boys, and I really try to. So here you can see just about the cards. These are the last few that's in a portrait shape, so they're upright, and you can see I'm using some of the vertical embellishment clusters and then some of the horizontal ones. It's totally up to you. So it works either way. You don't have to have them in a landscape orientation. So, okay, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. And remember to leave a comment on my blog to win the little box. Bye.